In the beginning there was no death. Imagine that. Can you picture a world untouched by decay, where life flourished in abundance? This was the Garden of Eden, a paradise crafted by the hand of Yah, the creator of all. It was here that Yah placed Adam, the first man, fashioned in his own image. Adam was not created for death, but for life, a life intended to be lived in harmony with his creator. Adam walked with Yah in the cool of the day, their fellowship unbroken, their communication pure. There was no fear, no shame, no separation. Adam was given dominion over all the creatures of the earth, a responsibility he carried with wisdom and care. The garden overflowed with an abundance of fruits and vegetables, a testament to Yah's provision and love. It was a world of perfect peace, a testament to Yah's divine design. But even in this paradise Adam felt a sense of incompleteness. Yah, in his infinite wisdom, knew that it was not good for man to be alone. So from Adam's very rib he fashioned a companion, a helper, a being of equal worth and beauty, Chawah, Eve. Together Adam and Chawah were the crowning glory of Yah's creation, the embodiment of his love and the stewards of his earthly paradise. And Yah gave Adam and Chawah a single, yet crucial, commandment. They were free to enjoy all the fruits of the garden except for one, the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. This tree, Yah warned, held the power of death. Obedience to this command would ensure their continued existence in paradise. Disobedience, however, would have dire consequences. Yah, in his infinite love, had bestowed upon Adam and Chawah a precious gift: free will. They were not robots programmed to obey, but beings capable of making their own choices. This freedom, however, came with a profound responsibility. They could choose to follow Yah's loving guidance and remain in his blessing, or they could choose to disobey and face the consequences. This gift of free will was a testament to Yah's faith in his creation. He desired a relationship built not on blind obedience but on love and trust. He longed for Adam and Chawah to choose him, to choose life, to choose the path he had set before them. Their obedience, freely given, would be a reflection of their love and gratitude for their Creator. The Garden of Eden, with its abundance and beauty, stood as a constant reminder of Yah's goodness and provision. Every breath Adam and Chawah took, every fruit they tasted, every interaction with the animal kingdom reinforced the depth of their Creator's love. They lacked nothing. Their needs were met in full. Yet, within the heart of Chawah, a subtle temptation began to flicker. The serpent, the deceiver, a creature known for its cunning, approached Chawah with a question designed to plant a seed of doubt. Did God really say, "You must not eat from any tree in the garden"? He hissed, his words dripping with insinuation. The serpent, a master of deception, knew exactly how to exploit Chawah's innocence. He didn't launch a frontal assault on Yah's command. Instead, he chose a subtler approach, twisting Yah's words just slightly to sow seeds of doubt in Chawah's mind. His question, seemingly innocent, was in fact a carefully crafted trap. Did God really say? With this simple phrase, the serpent introduced uncertainty where there was none. He implied that Yah's words were perhaps too restrictive, too harsh, too difficult to understand. He aimed to make Chawah question the goodness of her Creator, to make her wonder if perhaps Yah was withholding something good from her. Chawah, initially taken aback by the serpent's insinuation, responded with the truth. "We may eat from the fruit of the trees in the garden," she explained, her voice filled with the confidence of her understanding. She knew Yah's heart. She understood his love. She had no reason to doubt his word. However, the serpent, sensing a flicker of vulnerability, pressed his advantage. "It's just that God knows that when you eat from it your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil," he whispered, his voice a venomous blend of temptation and deceit. He played on Chawah's innate desire for knowledge, for understanding, for wisdom. He presented disobedience as a pathway to enlightenment, a way to become like Yah himself. The serpent's words, dripping with falsehood, began to take root in Chawah's heart. He had cleverly twisted Yah's warning into a desirable offer. He made the fruit of the forbidden tree seem not like a source of death, but a gateway to greater knowledge and power. Chawah found herself drawn to the forbidden tree. Its fruit, once unappealing, now appeared irresistible. The serpent's lies had clouded her judgment, obscuring the truth she once held so clearly. She began to rationalize her desire, convincing herself that perhaps the serpent was right. Maybe Yah was indeed holding her back from something truly wonderful. "You will not certainly die," the serpent hissed, directly contradicting Yah's clear command. With this bold-faced lie, he stripped away any remaining hesitation in Chawa's heart. He assured her that there would be no consequences for disobedience, only the promised enlightenment. Blinded by the serpent's deception, Chawa reached out and plucked the fruit from the forbidden tree. She took a bite, savoring its sweetness, unaware that she had just plunged herself and all of humanity into a world of sin and death. She offered the fruit to Adam, who, despite knowing Yah's command, also chose to disobey. The moment Adam and Chawa disobeyed Yah's command, a profound shift occurred. Their eyes were opened, but not in the way the serpent had promised. Instead of gaining divine knowledge, they were flooded with shame and fear. They realized their nakedness, a symbol of their separation from Yah's holiness. The harmony of Eden was shattered, the once peaceful animals scattered in fear. The ground, once fertile and yielding, now produced thorns and thistles. Death, once a foreign concept, entered the world, casting its long shadow over all of creation. When Yah came to walk with Adam and Chawa in the cool of the day, they hid, their fellowship broken by their disobedience. Yah, in his sorrow, pronounced judgment. Adam and Chawa were banished from the Garden of Eden, their paradise lost. They would now face the harsh realities of a world tainted by sin and death. The consequences of their disobedience extended far beyond the garden. Sin, like a deadly virus, spread throughout humanity. Death, once a distant threat, became an inescapable reality. The intimate relationship between Yah and humanity was fractured. The story of Adam and Chawa is not just an ancient tale. It's a mirror reflecting the human condition, a timeless reminder of the seductive power of deception. Just as the serpent twisted Yah's words to deceive Chawa, so too do false teachings and deceptive ideologies continue to mislead people today. We encounter these echoes of Eden in our daily lives. We may be tempted to compromise our values for personal gain, to justify wrong actions with seemingly reasonable excuses, or to follow the crowd even when our conscience screams in protest. The enemy, like the serpent of old, whispers lies, seeking to draw us away from Yah's truth. We may be confronted with ideologies that contradict Yah's word, philosophies that promise fulfillment apart from Him, or belief systems that replace His commandments with man-made traditions. The world bombards us with messages that appeal to our desires, our fears, and our insecurities. Just as the serpent used loaded questions to plant seeds of doubt in Chawa's mind, so too do manipulators today employ similar tactics. They twist facts, spread misinformation, and use emotional appeals to sway opinions and control narratives. We must be vigilant in recognizing these tactics and discerning truth from falsehood. In a world awash with deception, how can we, like Chawa, avoid being misled? The answer lies in grounding ourselves in the unwavering truth of Yah's word. Just as Yah's command was clear to Adam and Chawa, so too are His instructions for us today. His word is a lamp unto our feet, a light unto our path. It is the ultimate source of truth, the compass that guides us through the darkness of deception. When we immerse ourselves in His word, we arm ourselves with the knowledge and discernment needed to recognize and reject falsehood. Yah's word is not a book of restrictive rules, but a love letter filled with wisdom and guidance. It reveals His heart for us, His desire for our well-being, and His plan for our lives. When we study His word, we gain understanding, wisdom, and the ability to discern truth from error. We must approach His word with humility, seeking to understand His heart and align our lives with His will. We must be doers of the word, not hearers only, allowing His truth to transform our thoughts, our actions, and our relationships. It's easy to fall into the trap of equating religious tradition with true worship. We must get away from any religion and start to do Yah's laws, statutes, commandments, judgments, and do them in spirit and in truth. Such persons Yah is looking for. True worship is not lip service. True worship is not only knowing His name, because the devils also know His name and also know His Son's name. It's about aligning our hearts with Yah's heart, about obeying His commandments not out of obligation, but out of love. Yah desires a relationship with us that is authentic and genuine. He wants us to do His laws, statutes, commandments, judgments, His feast days in sincerity, and doing them in spirit, in truth, in righteousness, in holiness, in faithfulness, in joyfulness, and in cleanness. He doesn't want empty rituals or meaningless traditions. He wants our hearts. He wants our obedience to do His words. He wants us to choose him just as he chose us. True worship is about surrendering our will to his will, about allowing his word to shape our thoughts, our actions, and our desires. It's about living a life that reflects his love, his grace, and his truth. His laws is the truth. We must be careful not to replace Yah's clear commandments with man-made rules and regulations. Traditions can be helpful, but they should never supersede or contradict the timeless truths found in Yah's word. True worship is rooted in obedience, in aligning our lives with the heart and will of our Creator. The story of Adam and Chawah serves as a stark reminder that disobedience has consequences, but it also offers a message of hope. Despite their failure, Yah did not abandon humanity. He provided a path back to him through his Son, Yahawashai. Through Yahawashai, we have forgiveness of sins and the promise of eternal life, if we do his words. As we navigate the complexities of life, let us remember the lessons learned in the garden. Let us be wary of deception, seeking truth in Yah's word. Let us choose obedience over compromise, knowing that true fulfillment is found in aligning our lives with his will and his word, his laws, statutes, commandments, judgments, and his feast days, Torah. Let us all start to flee from the feast days of religions and keep Yah's feast days. Yah's law is not a burden, but a gift, a guidebook for living a life of purpose and meaning. It is the path to true freedom, to lasting joy, to an unbreakable relationship with our Creator. Let us choose today to walk in Yah's light, to follow his commandments, and to experience the fullness of life he has for us. Let us be a people who know his word, who obey his voice, and who reflect his love to a world desperately in need of his truth. Yah's laws, statutes, commandments, judgments, feast days are the covenant, and they are also Proverbs 6:23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life. Psalms 19:7-10:7. The law of Yahweh is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of Yahweh is sure, making wise the simple. 8. The statutes of Yahweh are right, rejoicing the heart. The commandment of Yahweh is pure, enlightening the eyes. 9. The fear of Yahweh is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of Yahweh are true and righteous altogether. Genesis 26:5-5. Because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws. Romans 3:31-31. Do we then make void the law through faith? Yah forbid, yea, we establish the law. Romans 7:12-14:12. Wherefore the law is holy, and the commandment holy, and just and good. 13. Was then that which is good made death unto me? Yah forbid. But sin, that it might appear sin, working death in me by that which is good, that sin by the commandment might become exceeding sinful. 14. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin. John 6:63-63. It is the Spirit that quickeneth, makes alive, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life.